All right, those are just my burrito tortillas that I really just kind of cut right on up. Now that we have those cut up, I'm just gonna bring in my cast iron for this super easy little one pan breakfast. I just use my burrito tortillas and I'm just gonna spread those out into my greased cast iron. Now that we have that into our cast iron, I'm gonna be bringing in my eggs. I have about 6 of those eggs. With our eggs, we are gonna start off with some seasoning. I have some smoked paprika, of course. You could totally add whatever kind of seasonings you like. I'm also gonna go in with some garlic powder because we know that I am a garlic girly. And then of course, I also like to use just some milk or heavy cream with my eggs because I just feel like it makes them so much more fluffier. And with the price of eggs, you really want to just expand or stretch out all of those eggs. So we're just gonna go ahead and give that a big scramble into our large mixing bowl. You could do an egg white here, an egg substitute, whatever you like. So we'll go ahead and get those nice and scrambled. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, beautiful. Now that we have those scrambled, we're bringing back in our cast iron with our tortillas. And I'm just gonna go right on over, get our whisk out of our tortillas. And I have a greased cast iron here. You could totally do this in a casserole dish or even in like mini cast irons. But I absolutely love making this super fun and new way to do breakfast. It is super customizable and always super delicious. All right, now that we have our eggs in there, I'm gonna come in. I have my tri-colored bell peppers. I'll probably use about half of this container. It has the green, the orange, the yellow, and of course the red, which is my favorite. You could also do a jalapeno here if you'd like. And then I'm also gonna be coming in with some diced ham. Like I said, this is super customizable. You could also do a bacon here, a sausage, a chorizo, or you could keep it vegetarian with some mushrooms. But this is kind of a play on like a Denver omelet, if anybody's had any kind of breakfast like that. So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of that diced ham, all on top of our eggs or tortillas and our bell peppers. I love using Swiss cheese with any kind of ham dish. I think Swiss and ham are an amazing combination. And of course, I'm just gonna go in and kind of just break up that cheese and kind of just start stuffing it in between our tortillas, our eggs, our ham, our bell peppers. You could obviously do a different kind of white cheese if you'd like, but I just love Swiss and ham. It is such a great combination. You could shred your own cheese if you'd like. You could use feta, goat, mozzarella, cheddar, American. That's the beauty about this easy breakfast. So kind of just wherever you see fit, but the more cheese, the better. We kind of go right into there and right in there. Perfect. And then I'm gonna come in just with my tongs, and I just wanna make sure that we get that nice and in our cast iron, like well combined. You want those tortillas to really soak into those eggs, kind of like a French toast. And I'm just going in and making sure that we get everything nice and juicy and covered in our eggs and our seasoning so that we can place this into our oven. Oh, that is looking perfect. We're ready to place this into the oven. I'm gonna go maybe about 30, 40 minutes at 350. All right, those are our English muffins into our 350-degree oil. Once we get these nice and browned up, we're just gonna flip them over for this delicious little recipe. Ooh, look at how golden brown those are. We just wanna make sure that both sides get nice and toasty. Once we have these nice and golden brown, we're just gonna take them right out of our oil and we're gonna pop them onto our paper towel lined little plate here just to soak up some of that excess oil. Oh, this is absolutely gonna be super delicious with our little English muffins. Oh, look at how golden, toasty brown. Oh, I am so excited to share this delicious recipe with you. While those are cooling, I'm gonna come in with a medium mixing bowl and we are going straight on in with our country sausage gravy. I'm gonna go in with that entire container right into our medium mixing bowl. I absolutely love making this super easy and delicious breakfast. And I cannot forget the eggs. You have to have eggs with breakfast. I just did 2 eggs with a little bit of milk. And then this is where you can kind of get creative. You can do any kind of protein you'd like. I'm just gonna do some bacon. I'm gonna come in with my kitchen shears. You could do a chorizo, a ham, even vegetarian if you wanna do like some mushrooms or some bell peppers. The possibilities are endless. And with those eggs, I just did some salt and pepper because that gravy does have a lot of seasoning. I'm just going in and kind of rough chopping about 5 to 6 pieces of bacon. Perfect. And then I always love adding some hash browns. I'm gonna go right on in with those delicious hash browns, just like so. That's probably good enough. Perfect. In addition, I have some cheddar jack cheese. I love doing the cheddar jack cheese. You could do any kind of cheese you'd like. You could do a pepper jack, a Monterey jack, but the cheddar jack is really, really tasty. We're gonna also come in with just our spatula, and you wanna really get all of those eggs, that gravy, our bacon, really well combined into our medium mixing bowl, just like so. Oh my goodness, if you could smell this right now. This is kind of the consistency that we were looking for. This is looking absolutely amazing. All right, that was our country sausage gravy into our crock pot. Right on top of our country gravy, I'm gonna come in with a dozen of our cooked eggs for this delicious crock pot breakfast. And we cannot have breakfast without some bacon. I'm just gonna go in with my par-cooked bacon and my kitchen shears right on top of all that delicious sausage gravy, our eggs. I love making this in the crock pot. It is always such a classic dish. My friends and family absolutely love it. You can make your own gravy. I just love the canned gravy. You could do an egg white, you could do an egg substitute, you could do a chorizo, a ham. The possibilities truly are endless, and I'm just doing a really rough chop right on top of that gravy. Perfect. In addition, I'm gonna come in with one of my favorite cheeses. I have a Mexican style blend cheese. So I'm just gonna go in with that entire bag, which is our 2 cups, right on top of that delicious gravy. And then just to spice everything up, I have some sliced jalapenos. I love a little bit of spice with my breakfast, so I'm gonna go in with 2 of those things of jalapenos right on top, just like so. And we cannot forget our seasonings. I have some garlic powder because we are garlic girlies. I'm gonna go heavy because this is a super large dish, so don't be shy with your seasonings. You could obviously do a garlic salt or an actual garlic. And then I also love some paprika with my eggs in the morning. Make sure we get a lot of that paprika. You could also do a chili flake. Speaking of chili flakes, I'm gonna throw some in there as well. I love a good red crushed pepper just to really tie in with all of those spices. Perfect. And now I'm gonna go in. We're just gonna give this a big hefty stir. We wanna make sure that we get all of our eggs, our bacon, our cheese incorporated with that sausage gravy before moving on to our next step. Oh my God, this is smelling amazing. All right, now that we have everything well combined into our crock pot, I'm gonna come in with my favorite part of this recipe, which is our crescent rolls. And I absolutely love doing this with my breakfast. If you have not tried something like this, you are going to now. We're just gonna get that opened up out of our package, and I'm gonna come back in with my kitchen shears. And what we're gonna do, I'm gonna leave it rolled, and what we're gonna do is just cut that crescent roll, boop, so it has those little biscuit-like qualities right on top of our gravy, our eggs, our cheese, our bacon, just like so. You could obviously do any kind of biscuit here or any kind of dough, but this is what I like to do. So we'll go ahead and get this all covered up before moving on to our next step. All right, we have our crescents into our crock pot. We are going to grab our lid and we are ready to place this. I'm gonna go for low and we're gonna go a couple hours. We'll come check back in when it's ready. All right, those were just 2 bags of our shredded hash browns into our greased little dish here. I'm gonna come straight on in with one of my favorite cheeses to use for this recipe, a cheddar jack. This is gonna be such a fun and new way to do breakfast. So I'm gonna go in with that entire 2 cups right on top of those delicious hash browns. You can do any kind of cheese you'd like, any kind of hash browns. You can make your own hash browns. That looks pretty good. Just kind of evenly distributed onto our sheet pan. We all know I'm a garlic girly, so we're gonna go pretty heavy on our garlic powder right on top of all of our hash browns and our cheese. Perfect. In addition, I have some onion powder. You could also just do whole onions, but we really want this to kind of remain in this shape for this easy and fun little breakfast idea. Perfect. Now we are ready to place this into our oven. We are going for about 30 minutes at 400 degrees. Oh my gosh, these smell so amazing, but we are not done yet. These are kind of par cooked and they're really holding together super nicely. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna come in with, I have about 5 eggs. You can do an egg white here. You can do an egg substitute, but I'm just gonna go right on over our hash brown crust with a couple of those eggs, just like so, which is perfect for this easy and fun way to do breakfast. And we cannot have breakfast without some real bacon bits. So I'm just gonna go in and sprinkle some of those bacon bits right on top of our delicious little crust here. You could do a ham, you could do a chorizo, you could do a turkey, you could do a chicken, you could do mushrooms, bell peppers. Honestly, the possibilities are super endless. Whatever you like for breakfast, like onions and things like that, totally up to you. I use that entire package of our bacon bits. And then I'm also just gonna come in with a little bit more cheese, just a touch, because I really kind of want this to be like a breakfast pizza. So the more cheese, the better. Maybe move that egg around a little bit. Perfect. Just a little bit more of that cheese. The dogs really love cheese, so we may have to save some for them as well. It's the cheese tax is what we call it. I think that looks pretty good. And then just to add some freshness, I'm also gonna come in with just some chopped chives. You could do any kind of greenery you want. You could do like some parsley. If you want to make this more like Tex-Mex, you could do some cilantro and jalapenos. That's a beauty about this recipe. Perfect. Okay, we are ready to place this back into our oven. We want to gently place it for about 30 minutes to get those eggs cooked at 350. All right, a moment for how amazing this breakfast turned out. Look at all that crispy cheese. Our eggs are perfectly cooked. It smells tasty. Our ham bits, our little bell peppers. The best thing about this recipe, we're just gonna grab a spatula and we are gonna cut this just like a pie or like a quiche. And we all know I love a good big honking slice. So don't be shy here. And we did grease that cast iron, so she should come right on up. Oh yeah, she is. Make sure we get a nice big piece. Oh, all right, she's a little hot still. Oh, but look at that, the bell peppers, the onions, everything smells so tasty. You could top this off with like some sour cream, some green onions, some gravy even maybe. But I mean, this is all that I need. The tortillas are nice and crispy too. The eggs are perfectly cooked. Oh, I'm excited. Maybe if I can get a bite, please. All right, there we go. Give this a try. We're gonna bring back in our little English muffins and that delicious gravy breakfast mix. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my ice cream scoop. I mean, a moment of silence for how absolutely amazing that looks. I'm gonna go right onto our deep fried English muffins. I chose to do an English muffin for this, but you could totally do a crescent even would really work here. Well, we like our breakfast super stacked. I might even do some on the other side as well, because why not? Good protein, good dairy. Oh, I mean, those look absolutely amazing. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna flip that over. Oh, I mean, that looks absolutely amazing. I might have filled this one up just a little too much, but that's okay. Oh, we have to cut into one of these. These are looking so tasty. This one's for me. We'll cut this one open though. I'm just gonna cut them down the middle. These are gonna be great to make with your family and friends, great for like a camping trip, a potluck, making sure that we just get nice and cut down into there. You can hear that crunch from our English muffin. Oh, everything you want in a breakfast, and everyone is super gonna enjoy that. Oh, I mean, look at that. That just looks absolutely amazing. Oh, it's messy, but it's worth giving this a try. Okay, our biscuits and gravy are ready. Moment of silence for how amazing this turned out. Those biscuits are like nice and buttery, golden brown. Our cheese is melted. It's smelling super amazing. We're gonna go right on in. This is the best one pan breakfast. Oh, I wanna get some of those biscuits too. Oh, I mean, a moment. Oh, look at all that. All the cheese too. Oh, I want a little more of that like egg. Oh, you can see the egg, the bacon. Oh, delicious. Maybe a little gravy on top. I mean, you can't tell me that doesn't look absolutely, wow. Ugh, delicious. You've got to give this a try. Let's go ahead. Oh, and the biscuits like have a little bit of crunch, but still stay really moist too. Oh. Cheers. Okay, our breakfast pizza is out of the oven. I did let it cool down. Look at how amazing this looks. We have our chives, our egg, our cheese, our crispy hash browns. Oh my gosh, the dogs are really excited. I'm just gonna go on in. I kind of want a piece with an egg, so maybe we'll flip this and we'll get this piece of pizza. Cut it right here. And we did grease that pan really, really well. I wanna make sure we get some of that cheese, that bacon, the chives. Remember we put like that garlic powder and our onion powder. Oh, I'm excited. Oh my goodness. Look at how amazing. Easy, cheesy little breakfast pizza. Everything you want in a breakfast. You could top this off with like some sour cream even, or like creme fraiche. And the idea is you could just pick it up just like this and eat it just like a pizza. Enjoy.